in the Dolomites, I've ridden in Switzerland, I've ridden all over, and it's the greatest road in the world. I'm in love with that road. That road is my mistress.
This is where I take all my stress from work, whatever I have problems anywhere. I hop on my bike on weekends and I leave the stress behind, man. This is what releases me.
It's just a whole different feeling. Just like when you're a kid, and just everything's new and exciting to you.
It's a great hangout for motorcyclists, and we all have the same ideology. We all think the same. And the guys that come up in the morning, the earlier crowd that is out to enjoy the road, and enjoy the trees and the fresh air, and have something good to eat. Talk about motorcycles for the morning and kind of forget about the week's worries.
You know, do I encourage people to become motorcyclists? No. I think it's a terrible, terrible thing to get into. It's very dangerous and you can get hurt. But if you happen to be in it and it's too late to turn back, it's what a great thing to do. I saw a motorcycle going down the street when I was about 3 or 4 years old, and which later I found to be a Triumph motorcycle many years later. When I put the images together in my head, I said, that's my deal. And it turned out to be my deal. And I started obsessing about it when I got to be about 10 years old. It is like making a movie because you're putting turns together and you have to think ahead, because you know that four turns from now, you'll be doing this and you'll be doing that. So where do I want to be and what gear do I want to be in? And where do I want to wind up at the end of that specific turn to enter another turn? So it is exactly like directing a movie, except it's much more fun.
He loves to ride. He loves to ride, and half of his friends have died. You know, I mean, over the years, so many people have died. It's crazy. And those guys can ride, you know? They're professionals, and they don't take the risks that guys on the street take. But I mean, that doesn't mean that the other guy who turns into you can ride, so.
I guess it must be like a heroin addict, you know? It's just something I can't live without. And I wouldn't want to live without it.
Have you ever talked to a...
Yes. I have, and it's a compulsion, and it's about living on the edge, and it's probably there probably is some kind of predilection towards a death wish somewhere in there. I'm sure of walking that fine line that makes me feel alive, but it's my life.
Good kitty, good kitty, good kitty, good kitty. Come on, kitty. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, kitty. Come on. Come on, kitty. Come on.
I have an addictive personality, so I've had a lot of different addictions, but yeah, I quit drinking coffee, and I don't smoke cigarettes, and don't do drugs, and so I guess this is my addiction.
My dad died on a bike, and I still ride. It's just so fun.
My dad died before I got into street bikes. I just always liked street bikes, and finally I just went out and bought one. I don't know what made me buy one, but I never really thought about what made me buy one. But that was after, like, maybe a year after my dad died, 2 years after. And I'm not trying to prove something, like I'm gonna see if I can live and he didn't or anything. It's just, bikes are fun.
My name is Anthony, aka El Che. Stay there. It's a brotherhood. It's a good relationship we have. I know some of these guys, you know, they'll pretty much do anything for me, same way, you know, vice versa. I'll do it for them.
You're still close.
Hey, how's it going? It's my little one right here. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys. That's a good little ride. No, I gotta put everything back the way it is or else I'll get it. So, man, let's check that out, dude.
Whoa.
Do the Spider-Man move. Throw him some webs. Throw him some webs.
I don't have. Get down. Lance, remember when you go down like that, when you make when you jump and you
Do a Spider-Man move, son.
jump. No. You're shy to
Hey. All right, okay. He doesn't have no webs. Oh. There's always something. I think there's always something on a person that not just anybody could do. We always have something that it could be dangerous or it could be awesome at doing it, magic, playing an instrument, singing. Something that we always have something that is not normal. That not just anybody does it. And riding motorcycles it's something that not just anybody ride. And the way we ride, not just any rider could do it also, so they don't see it that way. I read his book, I admire him, you know, part of me is Argentinian as well, so everybody's got their own philosophy, you know. He was the opposite of, I've been in the military, he was the opposite of it, but still, you know, I like it.
So this is Angeles Crest Highway, which you can kind of see snaking along the mountains in the distance there, and it comes along over this ridge of houses and right down here, and ends basically right here, about a half a mile from the hospital here, and that's pretty much the road we're talking about. I mean, it's just a dangerous road. It's just a narrow, curvy mountain road with cliffs on one side and steep, you know, rocks falling on the other. It's generally a dangerous place to drive, period. But motorcycles, you know, have no protection.
Right now it's okay, only one up there.
See, when you're in a motorcycle, for me, is the group, you know what I'm saying? Because I can come up here by myself and, yeah, have a blast, right? I'd rather be with my friends, you know, and
At least 3-4 guys, you know.
yeah, you know, it's just...
One, for safety reason, you go down, someone knows that you crash. Two, you have that thing that, you know, someone goes in front of you, you want to keep up, or you're in front of him, they're pushing you. You know, those are the things that you want to have someone with. I feel like I want to fall.
I know, I slid out the other day with Marvin.
What? Don't scare me, man.
Yeah, I was like...
No, because you know, I'm not used to this, only the GPs.
Yeah, these don't have as much traction as the GPs, but actually these Shaper tires too, the 180s, to me people say they're better, but I don't know. I seem like I'm sliding out more in the back.
We talk about bikes, and we talk about this, and we talk about tires, and we talk about rims, and we talk about software programs, and we talk about exhaust systems. I mean, it goes on ad nauseum. I mean, and none of us get tired of it. I mean, it's not just me. There's a select group of these men that I know who behave in this fashion, and we're all friends.
This clubhouse started 20 years ago. This used to be a machine shop, and we were living in all parts of the town, and we're riding up in the mountains, local mountains, and we were all meeting and riding, and then we wanted to go out to dinner afterwards, and we were all in our leathers and tired and sweaty, and so we said, why don't we look for a building so that we can keep all our gear here, and then we would drive up here, meet, we could come back and have a place to watch races, hang out, just have a good time.
It was related to the hill because we rode the hill.
Exactly.
The hill was the progenitor of the clubhouse.
It's a law, a passion for the bikes. Only riders will understand what I'm trying to say, you know. I know it's dangerous, people tell me all the time it's dangerous, my family don't agree, my mom hates me riding, my brothers, sisters. I just love it. I have a passion for motorcycles.
We try to make it easy on ourselves. We've got a big screen TV so we can watch races and all the comforts of home. Our bar, the
kegerator with our own tap beer.
Yeah, exactly.
And, a bar, and we come back from the rides and we'll have a beer while we're cleaning our motorcycles.
I love going to the clubhouse, and I love having a beer with those guys, and they're such guys. It's such a guy thing, and I kind of love that, you know. And it was always like no girls allowed, but I was allowed and my sister was allowed because we were Michael Gottlieb's girls, you know. But so that was cool.
Most of the guys in here I get along with except for Michael. Michael and I
We don't get along, but then I'm one of those people I don't even get along with myself.
That's right.
I give you a warning now, or you can change it later. Change it later. I might be up there, I might not. But this is my office.
There's always a cop. So it's actually having the cop up there, it's sometimes better for us so that we could keep in our mind that it's safe to ride slower, keep it safe, you know, don't push your limit. Because sometimes you just go overboard and you just push it all the way.
There are a few people that I've stopped on numerous occasions. The only thing I could say is that they have an addiction. They like speed. A lot of them own many fast motorcycles and fast cars. They have been to the track or they're familiar with the racetrack, but they don't necessarily want to go and pay or go to a private racetrack. They view their motorcycles and they view the road as a toy, and they view the road as their racetrack. And on a busy Sunday, we've had as many as 5 reported injury accidents per day. Many times there's a group that's riding together, and either someone goes down and all their friends have to witness his life evaporating from their eyes right in front of them.
I see my best friend die in front of me, man, and you know, he died right in front of me. I knew the guy since we were in elementary, through high school, through college, and he just went hard on the turn and didn't make it. Right in front of me, you know. I stopped riding like for 2 months, and I went back. I said, it was his time, I guess, you know. And I crashed. It kind of shakes you a little bit. You just managed to get back on the saddle. That's just how it is.
It's almost like a badge of courage or something that I've, you know, see this, I got that in '67 or whatever, you know, and they keep going.
I scratched my ass.
I piece of ass on my arm.
That is a good one. And 5 screws in my wrist.
There you go. Metal plate, 5 screws. You got
With
that?
a new tire, it's slippery on the side, and when you go around a turn, it just slips, it catches traction, and then flips you off the bike.
Tell them about your parking lot.
Called the high side.
I broke or cracked and broke 24 bones, and I had a severe head injury.
People fall off the road, fall off a cliff, they die, you know, anything could happen.
Here's a guy and his girlfriend out for a fun ride, probably on Sunday going somewhere. She's waving at the camera, got shorts on, he's got short sleeve shirts on. Now if you look down here, it's just seconds later, if you look at his front tire, it's tucking away, and they're just on the verge of going over. They're gonna be hamburger. All that skin on their body is gonna be gone in a matter of seconds.
Squids. That's a good one. Squids is what we call the riders that don't have enough protection. When you go down, your body's gonna stay on the concrete.
Yeah, for example, right here. Let's give him Dickie's Circus.
You see? Squid is an animal that once you kill it, you squid it out of the ground.
Thanks,
That's how you're gonna be like, taking your parts away from the concrete, you know. That's what a squid rider is.
If you have full protective gear, leathers, armor plates, you know, those guys usually come in, you know, with, you know, a broken finger, a broken ankle, just because of the blunt force of the impact. But the guys who are wearing shorts or wearing t-shirts, and really, those are the guys that come in, you know, with full body skin rash that's slid, and, you know, there's no skin on half of their body, there's bones poking out, you know, punctured livers. Those guys they're a mess, and it's avoidable.
I don't know, they just feel weird, but I gotta get used to them, you know? That's the whole thing, so.
I love my leathers.
You get used to your leathers. You get used to them.
Become your second skin.
You know what? Tell you the truth, I don't know off the camera. Once you put your leathers, that's like the second one that you're missing to push it hard. That's how it is, man.
Exactly.
Right now you're riding with one. Once you put your leathers, you got the pair. Now it's set right. That's how it is.
I was in a couple of crashes, young. I've been in a few in my life. The worst was about 13, 14 years ago on Angeles Crest. And I had to get off. And apparently I was going very fast. And then I woke up into a world of pain with wires coming out of my chest and life support system and the whole 9 yards. It's a relationship. You've got to respect your partner, right? You've got to respect that hill.
But that's one thing I told my wife. You know, if I ever go down like that, just make sure I stay with my leather suit. Burn me and go put all the ashes throughout the crest. That's the place I want to be for life. This place right here.
Yeah, actually, I worry if my tire gets too bald, just a little rock could go through it, and I could go off a cliff. And I worry about it, but I've been in a bunch of accidents, and what's weird is actually, before you even hit the ground or hit the street, it's like you black out. You don't even remember hitting the ground or feeling the pain until you wake up. So I figure if it happens, it's not gonna hurt too bad.
That's early on, man. Usually it's halfway up before someone falls.
Yeah, it's a very ridiculous to have accident in the first corner.
First part. I mean, you're just getting into it unless the guy just was going so fast that just tires weren't heated up or something, just lost it. I don't know.
Just the motorcycle went over the guardrail, and it was just trashed.
What happened to the rider?
We don't know. They said he was moving, but there were just a bunch of ambulances there, and it looked like he was going pretty fast. It's just the guardrail is destroyed, and the motorcycle seemed pretty messed up too.
Anymore. No. But you think you'll make it?
Hey, John. What the heck happened? Okay.
Like a mile up the road, the mountain, I low-sided the bike and fell off a cliff. And the bike got stuck between the guardrails. One thing I always do is before every ride, I pray, God, make this be a safe, happy ride, enjoyous ride, and please don't let me get a ticket. Those two things I always pray for. Honestly, early this morning I didn't feel good riding. It was something, just
it really didn't feel good riding, so I prayed more today than other days. But once you get on that throttle, it's just, I don't know, it's just, why push it? Why push it? It's just, that's why you ride, to push the bike. And I pushed it all the way to the limit, and there was no more. And this is going to be the last time I'm riding.
You gonna hang it up after this?
Yep. Maybe track only. But even that, I don't know right now. But track only, most likely.
So no more
street
engine.
riding is done.
Especially when you see the rider, like his foot came off the pegs the lap before Josh Hayes did, and Jake was right behind him pushing him. He's maybe thinking, if I can pick up the pace just a little bit.
My dad was riding home from dinner with a lady, and a lady he was dating, I guess, or I don't know, some lady on the back of the bike, and slid around a turn and hit a car, an oncoming car, and he had a pretty fast bike that handled pretty good, so I don't know what was going on there, but so I heard about it, went to Oklahoma for the funeral, and it was pretty wild. It looked like he was missing one of his arms in the coffin, and but the girl lived because he had given the girl the helmet.
Get on it. Get on it. Like that? Like it?
Yeah. God, it doesn't turn on.
No, not yet. One day you will be able to turn it on. Right here, look. This way you turn it on. Right here. Right there. Nice. Come here. I think it's hard to predict what happens after death, but my thing is that if I ever die, you know, if I ever die on a bike, just burn me and throw my ashes along the Angeles Crest. I'll be there forever, for life.
I don't know what to say, you know. It's just you know, something that you wouldn't really want somebody to end up, you know, that way. So.
But if that's how he wants it, she would do it.
You do. I think you have to sort of come to terms with the fact that if someone you love rides, you might lose them to the road, and I have come to terms with that. Even though I don't want to like necessarily talk about that, I definitely. I know the odds, kind of.
I don't think it'll ever happen to me. It could, you know. But I don't think about it. I got a lot of living to do still.
If I ever died, I wouldn't expect my friends to stop riding up there or anything like that, because I want them to continue having fun. I don't even want them to be sad for me. I mean, it's minimum as they can be sad. Just be sad and get on and go riding and have fun.
When it is a cloudy day and we go up on the motorcycles and we come up above a certain elevation and we climb out of the clouds into this heaven, it's quite profound. And it's a feeling that shakes me to my bones every time it occurs.